Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be starting another reading vlog. We are going to be continuing and finishing some series that I'm in the middle of. But before I go through the TBR for this video, let's go through the expansive list of series that I'm in the middle of. If I'm looking this way, it's because I have my monitor right here with my Notion that has my TBR tracker in it. We have the ACOTAR series, I have the last book, the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, I only have one more book, the Addicted / Calloway Sister series, I have the last 5 books, Belladonna, we have the last 3 books, the Crowns of Nyaxia series. Now I only have the second book. She wrote the series in almost like duologies, so I'm counting the series as the first 2 books as the duology because I don't really have any interest in reading the other ones. The Ginger Collar Carl series, in which I have the last 7 books. The Edge of Darkness trilogy, in which I have the prequel book. Harry Potter, I have the last 4 books. The Hunger Games, also I have the prequel book. Part of Your World trilogy by Abby Jimenez, I have the last 2 books. Red Rising, which I have the last 5 books. I have Six of Crows, which I have the last book. Stalking Jack the Ripper, which I have the second book. I'm not going to be reading anything past that. Poppy War trilogy, which I have the last 2 books. War of Lost Hearts trilogy, I have the last 2 books. Miss Woven Kingdom, I have the last 2 books. Veronica Speedwell, which I have the last 7 books. So those are all the series that I'm currently in the middle of. Let's go over a couple that I have either DNF'd or I'm not sure I want to continue. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. The Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. Dream Harbor series. Letters Still Lost by Bridget Kemmerer. The Maple Hills series by Hannah Grace. The Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Prison Healer series by Lynette Noni. And we have The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenna Han. So those are all the series I'm in the middle of, a couple that I have DNF. I do think I've decided that I will be continuing the off-campus series. So let's talk about the couple series that I'm going to be continuing and finishing in this video. The first series that we are going to be finishing off is the Edge of Darkness trilogy by Leigh Rivers. This is actually not the book that we're going to be reading. We're going to be reading A Psychotic Obsession, which I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. That is the prequel book in the Edge of Darkness trilogy, and we follow Tobias and Arya. We are going to be finishing up the Crowns of Nyaxia duology, or at least for me, with the Ashes and the Starker's King, and we are going to be continuing the Ginger Collar Carl series with Carl's Doomsday Scenario. I am filming this intro at the very end of the video, and let's just say I had such a great time with all these reads. One was a little bit of a disappointment, and both of the other 2 I had such a fun time with. So let's just jump right onto the video. Good morning, everybody. It is currently Sunday. It's around 9 o'clock right now, and I have just been reading for the past hour or so, but I have a huge reading update. I actually have a whole update for you in general because I'm actually kind of just now starting this video. This is also the first video that I'm filming in probably like 2 or 3 weeks, kind of like a month and a half behind on all my videos and stuff. So, and now that I'm finally on summer break, obviously this video is about continuing or finishing series that I'm in the middle of. Technically this isn't a part of the series, but it is. It's a prequel book. I'm currently reading Psychotic Obsession. This is the prequel book to the Edge of Darkness trilogy. The story is about the mom and the dad of Cade Mitchell, who is the main male character in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. I'm not gonna lie, Tobias was definitely one of my favorite characters in the Edge of Darkness trilogy because of how, I don't want to say crazy, but he literally is insane. And I don't want to like see that in a romanticized way or anything, but I love a good villain character. The Joker is one of my favorite villains of all time just because I love how insane that he is. And Tobias reminds me so much of the Joker. However, he's crazy, but he also has a heart too, which kind of makes me feel for him a little bit. It's the 17th and I started this yesterday. I haven't read a book in almost 3 weeks because of finals, and then I just couldn't get into anything, and I had a feeling that this was gonna jump me back into my reading mood, and it literally did exactly what I wanted it to, which is good because I read 157 pages in one sitting yesterday while I was at the pool for like 3-ish hours, maybe not even. And then I've spent the last hour this morning reading some more of it. Now I'm currently on chapter 30, page 233. I'm 54% of the way through, and it says I have about 3 hours left. So I don't know if I want to finish this today. I might try to push for that goal. I'm not sure. Is it cliche for me to say that I'm obsessed? I feel like it is, but I literally am. There's something in this book that is just makes it so fast-paced, and I feel like me already knowing about the characters, kind of what their story is, obviously we didn't know the details, but we kind of knew the main points of their relationship, knew what to expect going into this. It's a lot more tense than I thought it was going to be. So we follow Tobias Mitchell and Aria Miller. Aria is a clinical scientist trying to work on researching and finding a cure for these rare diseases, and Tobias ends up being her research assistant, and things just go all over the place. It's just been really crazy so far. Things are definitely going down. Aria has really been traumatized by Tobias, and he really has gotten in her head. I'm honestly kind of worried and scared for her career and her friendships that she has with these people. As for the other books, I know I probably talked to you guys about them in the intro of the video, but if I end up finishing this today, we might start another one. I don't fully 100% know what the other books I want to read in the video. The two main books that I have here are Sunrise on the Reaping. This is the most recent addition to the Hunger Games trilogy franchise series, and I'm scared. I've been putting this off ever since I got it. The next book that I want to read is The Ashes and the Starkers King. This is the second book in the Serpent and the Wings of Night series. However, I don't really plan on continuing the series after this book, because so far from what I've heard, it's kind of set up in duologies. I loved and read the first book so fast and I was obsessed with it. However, I've just been a little nervous to start this one because I feel like I've heard mixed reviews about it. After this one, I'm not going to continue the series anymore. And this book doesn't look long, but it's almost 600 pages. Anyway, with that said, I've been talking to you guys for like 10 minutes, so I apologize about that. Also, if I sound congested, stuffy, weird, it's because I am sick. I've been trying to fight off this cold that I've had for the past 2-3 days. I am getting better, but it's still in my nose and my throat, and it's very annoying. I'm gonna go take a shower and get ready for work, and then I'm gonna chill and make some more progress in this. I'm probably only gonna read like another, I don't know, 75 pages. That's kind of what my goal is right now before I go to work, and then I'll probably definitely be able to finish it up at the pool later today, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts with the book when I catch up with you guys later tonight. Was not expecting that. Oh my god. Hello everybody, it is the next day. It's around 9 o'clock in the morning right now, and I have so many reading updates for you guys. Some good reading updates and some questionable reading updates as well. First and foremost, I did finish up Psychotic Obsession, and I ended up finishing the entire book that day. I loved it. However, I do have some conflicting feelings about it because obviously it is a dark romance. I knew what to expect going into it. However, Tobias was one of my favorite characters from the Edge of Darkness trilogy. I just loved how protective and how much he loved his children and the things that he would do for them, and even sticking his neck out and helping to protect and love Stacy as well. I just love seeing that from him. There's something about him, and when he loves people, he loves them deeply and kind of obsessively. And so seeing his relationship with Aria and how that all came to be, some of the things went a little too far, a little too intense, a little too dark for me to fully love it. I think that's why I'm gonna give it a 3.75. I still really liked it. I read it in a span of 24 hours in like 3 settings, and I was flying through it. There wasn't that much of a plot. Actually, we kind of lost the plot around the halfway mark. Yeah, by the end of it and after everything kind of resolved, it was really heartbreaking because obviously I knew the outcome I knew what was gonna happen. Definitely experience the Edge of Darkness trilogy before you go and read this one. There isn't actually any spoilers at all. However, for it to hit the way that it did, I definitely suggest reading that series first. One of my favorite parts about this book also was the epilogue that we got. It was like a 5 years later epilogue. They all kind of get together and Tobias gets to see his kids, and it was such a heartwarming scene. So those are all my thoughts and feelings about it, and that checks off our first totally completed series. So that leads me into my next book, which I've also made some progress on as well. I've mainly been reading it on my Kindle. It's been about a year and a half since I read the first book, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember a lot what happened. I remember some point this whole world is filled with vampires. Our main character is a human. It is dual point of view as well, and she has to take part in these trial things to win something, and she ends up falling a little bit of a romance with our other main character, who is a vampire. I'm a little bit confused on what's going on so far. I did look up like a full spoiler filled summary, but I still am feeling a little bit confused. On my Kindle, I'm on page 209, chapter 27. I'm feeling very conflicted towards it. Wish I would have just picked this up when I finished the first one. I literally went to Barnes & Noble probably like a day after I finished the first one because I loved it so much. It was very unexpected on how much I was going to love it. I read it in probably like 2, maybe 3 sittings within like a 24-hour period, and I picked this up the next day. And guess who didn't read it? Of course I didn't read it, because why would I read it? It's not like I was excited about it or anything. It's been a while, and my excitement for it has just gone downhill. This is really kind of a wake-up call for me to be like, okay, once you start a series, maybe you should go ahead and continue it or finish it. That would be great. I have been looking at a couple of books that I want to continue next because I plan to read 3 books in this video. Have Yours Truly by Abby Emanis. It is my favorite time of year to read romances, so this is perfect for this time in the upcoming months. Sunrise on the Reaping, Carl's Doomsday Scenario. This is the second book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. You have probably seen the series going all around recently, and how the first one ended and everything that happened with that one, I absolutely fell in love with it. I think it's such an interesting concept. I haven't read anything. I don't even really think there's anything out there like this besides the video games, but I think I'm really leaning more towards this as our other book option. It's currently around 9:30 right now, and I do plan to go to the pool in a little bit. Those are all the reading updates that I have for you guys. I am going to take a little bit of a break. I have been editing so much lately. I have been getting so much stuff done. Been doing a lot of planning. I just came up with, I think, a great and really fun idea to do another TBR video. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from reading and editing and maybe do some cleaning around my room. I have some laundry that I need to do. And the next time I chat with you guys, hopefully I'll have some decent reading updates. Everybody, so it is a while later now. I have some really good updates. The first one being is I have made it to the halfway mark of The Ashes and the Starcursed King. I'm actually enjoying it a little bit. The main parts that I'm really enjoying are when our main 2 characters are together and interacting. When they're not, and it comes to like the actual plot and what else is going on, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of bored and I'm still kind of confused on what's going on. I can understand it to a certain extent, but there's just like pieces of the first book that I cannot remember that kind of correlate to like the plot and stuff. On my Kindle it says I'm 52% of the way through page 312, and my physical copy I'm on page 293. I don't know why there's such a big page difference. They're both around the same 600-ish pages, but halfway through. Super excited about that. I actually planned on reading more of this today. I ended up doing a couple other things. I ended up reading 103-ish pages at the pool today. That's honestly the only time that I read today. I'm liking it, not loving it. I'm so disappointed in myself because like I know I really would have liked this if I just read it as soon as I finished the first book. My sister and I went to Target before we came back home. I ended up grabbing the 3rd book of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, which is the Dungeons Anarchist cookbook. and I'm so excited about this one. The level of this book has to deal with trains, different train system and cards. This book is definitely a chunky one. Speaking of Dungeon Crawler Carl, guess who started her next book? And that is Carl's Doomsday Scenario. And this takes place on the 3rd level. So far, I've only listened to about like an hour or so out of it. I am on chapter 6, page 59, and so far, not really a whole lot of things have happened. End of the first one, we end up getting to the 3rd floor. Since they got to the 3rd floor, they are able to personalize their character. Because if you guys don't know, at the very beginning of book 1, anyone who is inside gets sucked into the world, and this alien race has taken over their planet to mine it for its resources, and the people who are left outside, they start seeing these dungeon entrances appear, and once they go through the gate, they are officially in the dungeons. And the whole entire series is based off a lit RPG game, and is literally a video game on paper, and so far it has not let me down. I've been fully entertained the entire time. The commentary is absolutely hilarious. I've been mainly listening to the audiobook while I do other things. The audio narration is top tier. I mean, it is one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to. The amount of detail and just effort they put into the audiobooks, making it so realistic. Literally, it's a video game in your head. There are obviously some things that could be improved on. There are some jokes that take it a little bit too far because it can be very man. Obviously, this book series is written by a man. The main character is a man. I'll look on my shelves and see if I've really read any other series where the main character is a male character, and I honestly can't really think of any. So that's Mistborn, Stormlight, but even Mistborn, Vin, she was the main character pretty much. Besides Kelsier, and then Vicious. Oh, and Red Rising and Project Hail Mary. Other than that, it's pretty much been all women. But so far, it's just been a really fun time. I know that the series gets more into morality when it comes to what they're doing because they're literally fighting to survive. I know there's going to come a time the characters start to question the morality of their decisions. What in the world is going on? There is something going on with like this government and this whole corporation that is the Dungeon Crawler. I also forgot to mention that this whole entire thing, every single character is filmed and projected to the trillions of people in the galaxy. It's pretty much like Twitch as to how they are streaming characters to the alien galaxies. They have followers, they have likes, they have views. But yeah, so far I've been absolutely loving it. I could not recommend this series enough. Anyway, those are just a few of my thoughts, and I've just been absolutely loving this series. We have made so much reading progress today. Tomorrow is also going to be a really exciting day because we are going to the beach like 4 hours. I'm about to go jump in the shower, get ready for bed, and then I'm going to make some popcorn, and we are going to be starting the off-campus series, and I'm so excited. I have been putting it off just a little bit because I'm really nervous, because I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be really bad, but it's going to be like good bad, like Twilight good bad. I don't know. I have read the first 2 books in the off-campus series. I've read them 4.5, almost 5 years ago at this point, and I really like them. They were just fun. We're gonna watch the first episode. Hopefully I'm not gonna get roped into it because I have heard that it's very addicting, and that's exactly what I want, but not right now at 10 o'clock at night. That was a very long and chatty update. I'm sorry. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, hopefully with some reading updates. I'm going to go watch Off Campus. Maybe we'll have a little chat about that too. Why not? I swear they were on there. I'm pretty sure before the show came out, they were on Get On With It. Good morning, everybody. It is the next day. I also didn't get a chance to talk to you guys at all yesterday. I do have a decent amount of progress for the Ashes and the Starcursed King. I ended up reading 178 pages yesterday, which is so good. I have exactly 128 pages left because I'm on page 490 out of 618, and it says I have about 2 hours left to finish this today. I do plan to play some Minecraft today, and I do have some chores around my room I need to clean. I do plan plan to wrap up this video today. However, I do have a little bit of a change of plans for tonight. With that also being said, I don't know if I told you guys, but I do have a going through my TBR video that I want to film and have up tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be a big filming and editing day, and then I have to go to work at 5. Those are all the plans. Those are all of the updates. I honestly don't really have that much else to say about the Ashes and the Starkers King. I am liking it a lot more. I feel like it's definitely been picking up. As for the plot, it's been definitely like picking up. The pacing has been super fast paced. There's this almost kind of like war going on between these different vampire clans. Ready for it to be over with. I'm not gonna lie, this book is a long one. It is over 600 pages, and it's taken me not that long to get through, which is surprising. And it's not like I'm pushing myself to get through, because I'm like reading it and I'm just like flying through it, but I'm still like not loving it. I do have another really exciting update. Like I was talking about the other day, I wanted to finally start the off-campus series. I'm almost done. I'm like halfway through episode 4, and I have just been flying through it. I ended up watching only one episode the first time, and then yesterday I ended up binging almost 3 episodes, and I honestly plan to binge a couple more tonight. Everything that I thought it was gonna be and knew it was gonna be, but like, why is it kind of like 10 times better than I thought it was gonna be? It is so addictive. And Dean and Allie, I do think this is me officially saying that I have to continue or finish up the last couple books that I have in the off-campus series, or at least the 3rd book, that is Dean and Allie's book, because for some reason I literally could not tell you why. I never read that book while I was reading the first 2. Anyway, those are all the book updates. Those are all the show updates. I'm gonna go maybe finish up, maybe at halfway to finishing up the Ashes and Starkers King. Hello everybody, so it's just a little bit later and I have just finished The Ashes and the Starkers King, and I'm not really sure how to feel about it. Liked it, but I didn't love it. I didn't really care about the characters anymore. I liked their relationship. Really the only thing that I cared about throughout the book. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of just glad that that's over. I'm thinking of giving it like a 3, maybe 3.5. I'm trying to be nice to give it a 3.5, but I really feel like it might just be a 3-star, which is so unfortunate because I know I would have loved it if I would have just read it as soon as I finished the first one, which is a sign to me to start continuing series after I start them. A lot of the times when you wait so long, you really just don't care anymore. This one kind of fell into the trap of that. Yeah, I'm glad I read it and finished it up. So that is our 2nd series completed in this video. It's 10:30. I have so much time until I have some plans. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a reading break because I have been reading for the past like 2 hours. I'm going to update my reading journal. I think I might play some Minecraft for a little bit and listen to some Dungeon Crawler Carl. But yes, I'm glad I read it. I'm glad it's done. And I can't believe I finished another series. That is amazing. Good morning, everybody. It is the last day of the vlog. I had a Carl's Doomsday Scenario update, and I'm about to go film a going through my entire online Goodreads physical TBR, and then hopefully try to film the whole entire thing and edit it today and get it uploaded by the end of today as well. So that is really going to eat up a lot of my time today. I have made a good amount of progress on Dungeon Crawler Carl. It says I have an hour and 41 minutes left, and I'm on chapter 19. I'm around 60, 65, 70% of the way through, and I'm absolutely loving it so much. At the beginning of the book, we saw Carl and Donut change their form if they wanted to. So far, what we've kind of gone through, we've just been kind of almost doing like little quests. Right now they're in the middle of a quest because these dead people keep appearing throughout their vicinity of where they are, and they're trying to figure out what's happening to them. I feel like there hasn't really been a lot of progress of them trying to get out of this floor. I don't exactly remember how long they have left until the floor collapses, because I think they had a little over a week. Really liking it so far. I'm having so much fun. Like I said, I have a little less than 2 hours left in the audiobook, so hopefully I'll be able to knock that out today. But my main priority is filming that video, editing it, and getting it scheduled and uploaded. Before I do that, I do have a package. This is kind of part 1 of this book series that I got because I didn't have the first one on Amazon. Bought it off of Pingo Books for exactly the same price. I think they're getting traditionally published because you can't buy the first one on Amazon anymore. It's like for pre-order, but the covers look exactly the same. I don't exactly know what's going on there, but let me open this. Alrighty. And she wrapped it all nicely. Oh my god. This is the first book in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. I did read them on Kindle Unlimited, and I absolutely fell in love with Kate and Stacy. In this video, we read the kind of prequel book, and I just cannot stop thinking about these characters. I need to get started working on that video because I feel like it's going to take me a while. I'm gonna go do that. And then finished Carl's Doomsday Scenario. Hello everybody, so it's a little bit later, it's actually a while later, it's like 3 o'clock right now. It's 3:33. I've been so productive today. I have finished a book, I have filmed, edited, and uploaded an entire video, and I am about to end the video here. I have been playing Minecraft, as you guys can see, for the past like hour and a half, finishing up the last hour and a half of Carl's Doomsday Scenario that I had left, and I just finished it like 15 minutes ago, and I loved it so much. It was so much fun. The ending, obsessed. I cannot wait to start book 3. I'm actually kind of thinking I might start the audiobook on my way to and from work today. As you can see, the third one is significantly larger than the first two. As you can see here, I feel like it ended perfectly. It gave you just the right amount of cliffhangery and wanting you to continue on to the next book. And I definitely think that's what I'm gonna do later today, I'm not gonna lie. I want to say I like the first one a little bit more just because everything was so new. We were getting introduced to everything, and I feel like we spent a lot of this time not necessarily like info dumping, but we are still trying to learn things about the world, about how the different like magic system powers work and everything. I felt like we spent a lot of time doing like different side missions and stuff like that, whereas the first one we went through 2 levels, and that one, I think that's why that one felt so fast paced and we got so much stuff done within, I think it's like 400 pages, is because we did go through 2 levels. This one we were only on 1. We got a lot of interesting information about the character status and their leaderboard in the game, as well as maybe some bounties, which is scary because now they kind of have a target on their back. We are also starting to get some more themes about morality and what it means to just be moral decisions. Is it worth saving yourself when you could save, you know, maybe 100 different people? Can you be selfish in this moment, even though, I mean, this whole thing is fighting for your survival? However, where can morality stand in that, and how can you be selfish but also be not selfish at the same time? I definitely think that's going to be a theme that we are going to see regularly. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star. I am also here to end the video, so let's go over the other two books since I just chatted your ear off on that with that one for like the past 5 minutes. So we first started this video off with completing the Edge of Darkness trilogy with Psychotic Obsession, which I read on my Kindle. I ended up giving it a 3.75 and I think I'm gonna stick with that rating because I really did like it. There was just some parts that just went a little too far and made me just a little bit uncomfortable. You are expected to feel that way when you're reading that type of story, so I can't really fault the book for doing what it's supposed to do, saying what it's doing on the back of the book. So, you know, I can only push it so far when it comes to how I feel compared to what I was expecting and stuff. And we were also able to complete the Serpent and the Wings of Night duology. That's just how I'm counting it because I don't plan on reading any other books in this series with the Ashes and the Starcursed King. And unfortunately, I think I'm just gonna give this one a 3-star. And it's not like a bad 3-star because that's just my personal rating because of my mood and how I was feeling towards the book. That honestly really isn't a depiction on plot, the story, the writing, the characters, anything like that. It's really just, I didn't really care. I didn't really get connected to any of the characters because I was already like so detached from them since I read the book so long ago. And it's crazy because I didn't even read it that long ago. I read it a year and a half ago, the first one. Maybe, honestly, maybe not even. It might just be like a year ago. I really loved the book, so I'm really surprised on how little I remember and how little I care about these characters. I think that is all that I have to say. We were able to complete 2 series and continue on 1, which, hey, I'm extremely happy about that because I've been meaning to read those 2 for quite some time, and now we're not going to be starting a new series, even though I want to. The way that I would drop everything and start like 5 new series, because that's one of my favorite things to do, we are going to not do that anymore. Putting my foot down, I'm not going to start any more series until I complete maybe 2, maybe 3 more. Anyway, I am rambling on. If you guys want me to make another continuing series video, I definitely will. I honestly probably plan to do one next month. I would love to maybe make this like a monthly thing. Maybe we might do that. Maybe we'll make this a monthly thing. Hey, that's a great idea. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, morning, night, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.